Siphoning through the mountains and mountains of Coomerbait mods, you'll find some pretty decent ones here for Resident Evil 3 Remake, and I think you guys will enjoy these, so let's begin. My name is Kelpelp, and welcome to an Ultimate Modding Guide series, a series siphoning through the best mods on the internet to give you an even better Nemesis experience. Resident Evil 3 Remake, been finally able to play this on PC, and thanks to a 3060, I got some mods here for you as well. Small thing to note, this game is pretty well optimized, so we're not really going to be going into resolution changes or anything, because whether you're running a 4K monitor, ultra wide, this game is going to look pretty gorgeous, and it's very easy to tweak the game to your graphical settings. This is something that I really appreciate from Capcom. So one little tweak we are going to do is changing the zombies from 30 FPS to 60 FPS. If you see some of the zombies in the foreground, you kind of notice that they are missing and skipping some frames. What this allows you to do, a program called hex-editor is a text editor and allows you to edit the exe, put newer inputs, and the zombies now fully run at 60 FPS. If you want to learn how to get that, as well as the other mods, I'll link them down below so you guys can use them yourself. So going into different skins and immersion mods, I think you guys need a mod manager. And Fluffy Manager 5000 by FluffyQuack will do the job. It's a mod manager that is probably one of the most simple I've seen, and allows you to toggle certain mods on and off at your own will. So you don't really need to do anything, you don't need to drag and drop anything, just toggle on and off. It's, like I said, one of the simplest mod managers I've ever used. Let's go into some of the graphical changes, and I have two here for you today. Resident Evil 3 Immersion RESHADE by JimmyANdresRG. One of the problems that I personally had with some of the older Resident Evils is that Capcom implemented a yellow and warm tint to the game's overall presentation, and some people might like that and some people won't. What this allows you to do, it allows you to change some of the colors and make it more true to life. So removing the warmer tint and allows better color saturation as well as better color visibility, so that it does look more to how things do look in real life. However, he does have 3 other presets, so if you want to tinker with that, you can do so as well. The next one is Classic Inventory RE by NayFK93. One of my favorite ones too, because this isn't tacky in the slightest. It actually color coordinates the menu to look similar to Resident Evil 3 and its other previous counterparts. It makes the icons look a little bit wider. It also have this really nice blue tint to it instead of the horribly blue saturated look that you would find on the older Resident Evils. I think this one's nice as it kind of coordinates with everything and gives it a nice presentation. Alright, you guys have been waiting for this. This is going to be the skins. The mod manager will do all the work. The next one is going to be Jill Valentine Classic Julia Voth by DarknessRvaltier. This is one of my favorite ones, and if you guys don't know Julia Voth, she's the original face model for Resident Evil 1 Remake. What Capcom did is that they hired a new face model for the newer Jill Valentine, and for people who prefer the older one due to continuity's sake like myself, you can actually replace this with Julia Voth and continue that continuity that Capcom did in Resident Evil 5 and other iterations. So I personally like that. I think it looks great. I think one problem I do have is that if you see on Jill's neck where Julia's face is, there's a small fraction of separation between both the neck and the torso. So it could be a little bit better in terms of seaming those two. Then again, this is using the classic costume for Jill, so maybe it's not really supposed to do that and it's supposed to be hidden between her regular costume, but I think it's something worth noting. But either way, it's frankly a bit unnoticeable, and I think people will like that a lot. This ain't for you Coomer boys, but if you want to customize Jill in a pretty interesting way, you can do this with the Jill Definitive Classic Costume by JimmyANdresRG. One thing that this does, it allows you to customize Jill in her classic costume. One thing I really didn't like about this is that it did exclude a couple small key element details to kind of really bring this a little bit close to how it would in the original. But what's nice, it retouches this for the more modern remake aspect. And if you guys are really wanting to go crazy, you can customize Jill however you want with different gloves. You can take her hip pouch off or on. She can wear gloves or not. For you Coomerbait boys, I guess there's that. So there you go. And this is going to be the last one, but I think it's the most important. It's the Nemesis Classic Head by ZEROMODSGAMES, and it's self-explanatory. This replaces the newer Nemesis head with the older face that appeared in Resident Evil 3. I know a lot of people aren't too big of a fan of the newer face. I'm gonna be one of those. It just looks like someone slapped some ham on him and called it a day. But I think with this one, you can actually see the stitching from his eye all the way to the back of his brain or around his cranium area. And I think it's wonderful how they did that. The detail is exquisite. He looks absolutely terrifying. And this already adds just a little bit more spice to how pretty frightening Nemesis is despite all the scripted scenes. And I think this will add a little bit to the game. And that's it. This list isn't that big, but it is pretty simple to get these mods running and to look for these mods. And like I said, there is a ton of Coomer bait. Holy crap. You guys are horny as fuck. But if you just want things for the sake of continuity and just adding to the overall experience that was presented here, this is why I do these mods, so you guys can get that conciseness. So what do you guys think? Are there some mods that I left out, or do you think this is a pretty good list? Let me know back in the comments down below, and let me know if you want to see more Resident Evil mods or any other modding guides for that matter. Thank you guys, and I want to give a big thank you to the people on my right for supporting the channel, and if you want to see more of what I do, the left will have you covered. Thank you guys for watching this modding guide, and I'll see you very soon.